Y'all, so I love this picture of her. I had to use it for the thumbnail because it's almost like she laughing, saying, boy, I'm Halle Berry. Watch who draws, cook who meals. I've been on set all day. I barely had time to make anything for myself. What you talking about, Ashy?
Y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I am. Adrienne, I be in the cut. I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because he recognized the brand.
Way back in
Don't be mad at me, that
2018,
nigga
I put
acting
out
like
the
a
first
stand.
book in my Xeraxia series called Xeraxia Wrath of the God King. Now I'm so excited to let you all know that the sequel to that book, Xeraxia The Vengeance of Coldwind, is out now. Anywhere you get your ebooks and audiobooks, you can find it there. I'm talking about Amazon, Audible, audiobooks.com, Google Play. Like, it's all there. Also, you can go to www.xeraxia.com to purchase it directly from my site. Check out my series, check out the first book, and make sure you get the second book because it's out now. I'm so excited.
Now, while we go through this, I want you to keep in mind that this man, David Justice, whatever his name is, Halle Berry's ex, is the only name I recognize for him. But he has apparently been married, of course, to someone else since 2001 and has multiple kids from that relationship. So, you already have a wife and kids up here doing all of this, talking about your ex, right? Here we go. Halle Berry's first ex-husband, David Justice, said he decided to leave the actress in 1996 because he couldn't see her as the mother of his kids. My knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom around relationships just wasn't vast. Do you mean that it was non-existent? Do you mean that it was non-existent? He was on some podcast talking, right? So he said, so I'm looking at my mom and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife that at the time should cook, clean, be traditional, and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? At that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't really seem like motherly, and then we start having issues. Let's stop it right there. This woman who sacrifices her every move to save a child. In every single movie that she does, you saying that she's not motherly? You mean to tell me that this woman who puts it all on the line to save kidnapped children in her films, you're saying that she ain't giving mother? And now all this aside, right? Like, just imagine you are with this person. Oh my gosh, I know you almost threw up in your mouth, but like, imagine you are with this man, David, right? Since 2001. And he's on a podcast talking about his ex, talking about she wasn't motherly, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, she wasn't doing this, she wasn't doing that, and if I left her and she left me and da-da-da, she want to be with me and da-da-da, she left, da-da-da. Oh my gosh, bro. Imagine you are currently with this person, and when he's asked about his ex, instead of just saying, we were younger, times were different, hope she's well, move on to the next subject, you see what I'm saying? Instead of just saying that, it's all this rah-rah. It's all this rah-rah out, like, girl. And also, my thing is, don't get a baddie if you can't handle a baddie. A baddie is doing movies, and she's on set for how many hours? 15, 16 hours a day. A baddie is traveling across the country to do press. She's doing, like, I cannot imagine being in a partnership with someone and watching them soar, watching their career take off, watching them, fulfill their greatest desires and dreams and artistic visions. Like, I cannot imagine being in a partnership with someone who's that, driven and ambitious and successful and being mad when I look over and, you know what I mean? Both of us rich. I mean, allegedly, are you rich, bro? Like, because you shouldn't be complaining about no cooking and cleaning when both of y'all could hire somebody to do that, bro. And so it's not even the fact that, these things aren't being done, because these chores could be getting done with y'all coin, period. With your coin. It's the fact that you haven't bent her to your will so that she's sitting down there with an apron on, you see what I'm saying, dust and ash on her cheeks, like she's Cinderella, scrubbing the tile. That's what y'all want. Y'all don't, instead of going out and in the first place, seeking someone who wants to clean up, wants to drink your bath water, wants to scrub your ashy feet, wants to do that when you are perfectly capable of doing that, instead of going out and seeking somebody who is perfectly capable and willing to do it. A lot of men will reach for the ones that they consider to be baddies, and like, because girl, if you're talking about this person and you with me, but you talk about Halle, girl, I would definitely, like this, I would think that she is the one who got away for you. Like, you know what I mean? So they'll reach for the ones who like impress them because they are independent, they're doing their thing, they're working, but then their egos are so small, they're you know, they're so insecure that they're like, all right, the only way I can feel like a person, like a man, is if I get you to bend to my will. And then he continues, we spent a lot of time apart because she was doing movies in this country, that country, and we honestly probably could have made it if I knew about therapy. If we knew about therapy, we probably could have made it. I say, imagine your current partner right now talking about, oh, you know, we could have made it. About his ex on a podcast over and over. We could have made it. If only. Bro, you're gonna have to go be with your fantasies of her. Because like, what? We never had any major issues like that. It's just because I was young and had only been in one relationship, like one real relationship before her. The former athlete said he didn't know if his heart was really into it when Berry asked him to marry her after they had only been dating for 5 months. I said okay because I couldn't say no. That's what he said. Who's going to say no at that time? And I'm like, y'all are so, every time I see these things with like with how some straight people go about relationships and marriage, I'm just like, y'all was really mad at gays for trying to get married when this is how y'all treat it? Who would say no at that time? What you mean? Yeah, say no if it doesn't align. What you mean, who would say no? He didn't want to make her feel bad. What are you talking about, bro? And then, like, to come out here acting like, oh, yeah, she was all on me, bro. Like, yeah. Halle Berry, oh, yeah, girl. Like, what about your current partner that you with? Well, your current wife that you've been with since 2001. Like, what you saying about her? We don't... Justice said that he and Berry didn't receive a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. Page Six has reached out to Berry's rep. They didn't comment. I would not comment. Are you serious? I would just let the ash be ash and that's it. Like, girl. So here it says they separated in February of 1996 and the divorce became finalized in June 1997. But it also says that Halle Berry sought a restraining order against him, citing fear for her personal safety and well-being at the time. The former baseball star publicly denied the allegations at the time, saying he posed no threat to Halle. And this hold on. This one I think I got from People magazine. The restraining order was filed in 1997 following an incident where Halle Berry alleged that Justice lingered outside her home for several hours, demanding entry to retrieve belongings and threatening to break windows and doors if denied access. Berry was granted a temporary restraining order at the time. Justice publicly denied being a threat, blah, blah, whatever, right? So I just imagine you're Halle Berry, like Halle Berry, and the Ashy who you had to call, like, get a restraining order on, the one who wanted you to be, like, I'm telling you, putting on a full apron covered in flour. That's what he wanted you to be. Covered in flour all day in between days where you got to do 15, 20-hour days on set, bro. Like, imagine you left that in the dust and you wake up yesterday, today, and you see like that he talking about, oh, she ain't really motherly. She wasn't really mother. Bro, shut up, bro. Shut up. Bro has a wife that he been with since 2001. Bro has, I'm talking about kids, bro. On the show talking about his ex, like, oh yeah, we could have made it. We would have made it if only. Oh, but you know, she ain't want to cook. She ain't want to clean. She ain't motherly. She Halle Berry, bro, and that's all she need to be. She is Halle Berry, and that's all she needs to be. What are you talking about? But I do think that must be the scariest thing with these men, trying to figure out which one of them, like, which ones do y'all want slaves and like playthings versus actual partnerships. Because ain't no way you gonna see somebody working and ambitious and making coin and willing to share it with you, willing to share their lives with you, and you looking like, nah, you need to get on your knees and cook something and clean something. That is insane. So it must be a chore for so many people to figure out which ones of these manses, which of these guys want a growing partnership, a loving mutual interaction, you see, human interaction, versus somebody whose ego is so weak and small that they need you to be bent over backwards. They need to see you having trials and tribulations. They want personal maids, right? Must be a mess. I'm glad she left you, though. I ain't gonna lie, because she would have been in there scrubbing and cleaning and washing instead of being on my TV screen, bro. Like, and that's where I want to see that black woman, okay, on my TV screen being talented, because that's what she decided she wanted to do, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and make sure you have a good evening.
Y'all know who I am, Adrian. I be in the cut, I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because